Welcome to Retirement with Jim. So today, having a simpler life. So before we get started, if you like my content, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow. Hit the like button and leave comments. Love to hear from you. So let's get started. Having a simpler life. Well, your life in retirement really, starts to slow down. So having a simpler life really kind of makes a lot of sense. You have the opportunity to reevaluate consumerism. How much money are you spending on stuff that, what you're purchasing? Do you really need it anymore? You know, so there's where downsizing comes into play. You can certainly downsize your lifestyle, not just your home, but your lifestyle. What do? Do you need all that space? Do you need two cars versus one? I had two, and realistically, I didn't want to get rid of it, but it made perfect sense. We didn't need to. And the cost of the car, insurance, didn't take long to figure out that that was really just kind of a money pit. It made sense to get rid of it. Same with downsizing the house. We had a huge home. We didn't need all that space. It really made sense to downsize. And so along with as you downsize, you're making your life simpler, easier. You're embracing capitalism with caution. And what I mean by that is you're not so quick to go out and buy everything out there. You're taking a look, and capitalism's good. It's how we all make money. It's our investments, everything else. But when you get in retirement age, you want to treat it very cautiously. You want to live simply in what we're going to say is a complex world. All kinds of things going on, and to live a simpler life actually is just a lot more enjoyable, a lot less stress, and a lot more freedom. You learn to appreciate the simple things. It's the little things that later on you learn will bring you a lot more joy, and they don't have to be things that cost you, any money, let alone a lot of money. So it's one of those things where you can take a look at what you're doing with your life, and appreciate the things that day to day make a whole lot of sense. Pardon me. It's hot out here in Phoenix. Even this early in the morning, it's quite a bit on the warm side. So next is resisting impulse buying. When you're younger, we all bought things on an impulse. Oh, I saw this and we're going to get this. Sometimes car purchases, for instance, might have been more of an impulse than a reaction to I need a new one. Same with buying a bigger home. Did you really need it, or was it just an impulse? Making more money, and we tend to spend what we make. So curbing impulse buying requires some discipline, but it really makes sense for a simpler, easier life. Filling the void with, after you quit working, filling the void with meaningful things, meaningful activities. Whether it's volunteering, which is a great thing to do, a day or two a week, there's plenty of organizations that always need help and will gladly take any kind of assistance for people helping along with what they're doing, their cause. But also then, filling your time, whether you filled your time with hobbies, traveling, or maybe a part-time gig just to stay busy. Maybe it isn't about the money, it's about staying active and actively engaged. So, filling the void with something is important, because you don't want to sit there watching the boob tube all the time, watching TV and just, darn flies, just watching, and you become sedentary. Your health will start to suffer. So, and you get financial freedom from simplicity, because you're not overspending. You're doing a simpler way of life. You find that you have maybe less worries about, having your money last and living a life that you feel free from. And the last is your health and well-being. You want to be healthy. You need to be healthy. and you need to stay, out there and stay active. So doing something simple like just taking a walk daily. Oh man, darn flies are nasty today. The Staying healthy is an important thing. So staying active, and of course this comes from me while I'm sitting in my golf cart, but I do my videos from my golf cart. But getting out there and walking is definitely something you want to do, need to do to stay active and healthy, because health is wealth. It's a great way to look at a form of your wealth is, are you healthy? Because if you're healthy, you got it all. So with that, I'm going to tell you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.